This year, for many families, Thanksgiving is going to be different. Maybe not as many people around the table due to the pandemic.
But even if you're having a small gathering, you still want a special meal. And every week leading up to Thanksgiving, Rania Harris is helping us get ready by sharing her absolute favorite holiday recipes.
And just for fun, because why not? Today, Rania is starting with dessert.
Well, good morning, everyone, and happy Thanksgiving. I know it's a little early, but I thought I would devote this entire month to our Thanksgiving recipes up until the day before Thanksgiving, and starting off with what else? Dessert. Instead of pumpkin pie, how does a pumpkin cheesecake sound to you? Sounds good to me. Now, let me tell you what you need to do to get started. 2 entire pounds of cream cheese, which 4 8-ounce packages right here in the mixer, and you will need a big mixer because of the amount of cream cheese. And sorry for the noise, but you want to make sure that your cream cheese is at room temperature. Now we're going to add in the sugar, and I have 1.5 cups of granulated sugar going in next. Now at this point, you can go ahead and raise the speed on the mixer so that sugar really incorporates. All right, turning the mixer off, we're going to add in all-purpose flour, and we're going to start the mixer back very, very slowly. And I have about 1/4 cup here, but you don't want a face full of flour, so you want to make sure you get that mixed pretty well before you raise that speed again. Now, as far as our spices are concerned, what I have here is cinnamon, I have cloves, I have allspice, and I have nutmeg and a little bit of salt. And the amounts will be listed on your recipe, but you need to get all of these spices, the warm spices, to go into the mixer next. And I mix them all at once to make it a little easier. All righty. This is actually going to change the color. All right. Now, really lower the speed, because next we're going to add in 6 whole eggs. You're going to put those in next. Very important at this point to let this mix before you add in 2 whole cups of pumpkin puree. Now, get this, you need 2 cups, but a 15-ounce can doesn't quite make it. So you're going to need 2 cans, and hopefully you can find use for the rest of it. Or if you want, you can freeze it. So we're gonna let this mix for a little bit before we add in our pumpkin. Okay, now that this is completely incorporated, it's time to add in our pumpkin. And I want to tell you something, folks. Although it's super important to make sure that all of these ingredients are completely mixed well, you never want to overbeat a cheesecake, because all you're doing is inflating it with a lot of air. And because of the amount of eggs that go into the batter, when it bakes, it puffs up just like a souffle, but then what happens is that it collapses. So really try not to overmix it, but make sure that you get them all mixed in pretty well. And that's why I have this on low and not real high at this point. All right, I am ready to put this into my prepared pan. Now, I have a cheesecake pan, a springform pan, if you will, that I sprayed with a nonstick spray. And what I want you to do is take ginger snap crumbs, and you can buy ginger snaps at the supermarket, and you can crush them in a plastic bag. But if you have problems doing that and you can't find them, don't worry, you can always substitute graham cracker crumbs. But do that and then chill this and put it in your freezer for a little bit. You don't have to do anything beyond putting the crumbs at the bottom of the pan. Make sure your oven has been preheated to 325 degrees, and this will bake for 1.5 hours. So I'm going to pop this in the oven, and no, you won't have to wait to come back an hour and a half later, but you're going to see what it looks like because I did have to bake one earlier. Well, through the magic of television, an hour and a half has passed and it's cooled down completely. In fact, it's cold. I took it out of the springform pan, and there you have a great pumpkin cheesecake that needs a little help. Some whipped cream. So you can do all sorts of things here if you want. You can just make rosettes and go all the way around the edges, like so. And if you have enough whipped cream, you can go in the middle as well. And I'll fix that. And I think I have enough whipped cream to just finish this up. There you go. And if you want, you can put some toasted chopped pecans on here, or you can just leave it the way it is, unembellished, nut-free, and really good for Thanksgiving. The best part about this recipe, before you do the whipped cream, you can freeze the cheesecake. So you can make this well in advance and then simply defrost it, but don't do the whipped cream until you're ready to serve it. Well, I'm Rania Harris. I'm gearing up for Thanksgiving. I miss you, I love you, wish we were together, but you can take this recipe and think of me while you're baking. Bon appetit, everyone. Love you, miss you.